What is the best version of Minecraft to mod? Well, a lot of people say it's 1.16, 1.12.2, 1.18, all these later versions, or maybe they even say 1.7. Well, in this video, I will be talking about what I think is the best version of Minecraft for modding. Hello, my fellow Minecraftians, my name is Apodic, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be talking about which version of Minecraft is the best for modding. Now, there are quite a few versions to choose from, but today, we're going to be focusing on these four. 1.16.5, 1.12.2, 1.7.10, and 1.18.2. So let's start with the first version, which is 1.16.5, and I'd say this one is a fantastic choice for a new modder since it offers a large and powerful amount of APIs like Forge, Fabric, and probably something I'm forgetting, but you know, these make modding a breeze. But remember, once you go past this version of Minecraft, not a lot of these mods will be compatible, so just remember that. Anyways, there are plenty of them to pick for just this version, and you know, if you use this, you might have a more fun experience that has features like netherite, the new swimming, the nicer movement, everything. And you know, the downside to this is that it's, if you have an older PC, like my laptop, not my laptop, my old PC, it was super laggy. I had to play this version with Lunar Client or whatever, and with mods, I had to do like all this stuff, like performance mods or whatever. If you don't have any performance mods installed, then it's going to be terrible for you to play. So if you're laggy, I just don't suggest playing this version. Anyways, if you want me to make a video on some of my favorite performance mods for Forge and Fabric, you know, just tell me in the comments and I'll be happy to do them, because you know, if I can get these people, if I can get more people to use performance mods, then people can realize performance mods are actually good and not just to make the game look worse. Anyways, now let's get into the next one. Now, let's talk about 1.12.2. Okay, this version is super old, like 5 or 6 years old by now. But don't let that fool you, man. It has an insane and a really impressive amount of mods, and since it's been a while, basically. It's been around for a while. And you know, it still holds its own in the Minecraft community, let's be real. It still holds its own against versions like 1.16, all these other versions. And you know, it may not be as popular as newer versions like 1.20, but it definitely has its own little charm that I like. And you know, it's great for people who want to explore like older content with a fresh perspective. And you know, the upside to this version is that it isn't as laggy as 1.16, and it's actually amazing for your server performance. Like servers like servers like 2b2t, they are amazing. Like the reason why 2b2t can still go with 200, 300 players, all this stuff going on, is because on 1.12.2, and I'm telling you, it has tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds. That's right, hundreds of thousands of mods that are still being updated, even though its old age is, you know, even though it's like 6 years old, the mod people are still uploading I can't talk. It's still updating these people. And you know, congrats to them for being with their mod for this long, just because it's popular. But let's be real, the downside to the version is that it doesn't have stuff like swimming, nicer movement, the cave, like all this stuff. It doesn't have stuff like that. So if you want it, I suggest installing mods for that, because let's be real, you're not going to get that regularly. Anyways, now let's get into the next one, which, you know, I wouldn't suggest for anyone. Okay, it's my least favorite, 1.7.10. But don't worry, 1.7 enjoyers, alright? I won't slander your beloved version, alright? You know, this version has gained insane popularity due to mod packs like Tekkit and stuff like that. Like Sundee's old, what's called, like From the Fog, not From the Fog, like Blood and Bones, I'm pretty sure. It was on this version, I'm pretty sure. And you know, a lot of people like the old PvP system, like the 1.8 PvP, and the blocking is amazing in this version. And the only catch, not all new mods will work on this version. There's not even that many that are actually good. All the ones that are on this version most likely stopped updating a while, so I wouldn't really use this one. But you know, if you're trying to play mod packs, or actually, let's think about it. If you're trying to play mod packs or like single player with mods, I wouldn't suggest that, because not a lot of people use this one. I would only recommend it to people who use it for PvP. So like on servers like Mindmen Club or stuff like that, like PvP mods, so like auto sprint, keystrokes, like all that. If you don't want to use a client, you can always use this. And I wouldn't really say it has that many upsides that are notable. The downside is that not many of the old mods are getting updated, like I said before. Not many people have servers for this older version. Like you can look up, mod like servers for this mod pack on the newer version, and you'll find it. But this one, no. And you know what? This next one, it's in the middle ground. All right, and this one is insane. Finally, we have 1.18.2. Although it's not as stable as the previous versions I mentioned, here when it comes to Forge, it's pretty nice, and it also has Fabric compatibility. And Fabric is a up-and-coming mod loader, and it's really nice. But Fabric and Forge are complete opposites. Most mods won't work on both of them. It will either be one or the other. But it's still exciting for those who want to explore new features and these new mods with more of the later features like Caves update. But however, do note that you might need some technical knowledge or assistance, because let's say you have your modding friend, right? He'll probably know how to set this up, but with 1.18.2 there's going to be a lot of bugs. So along the way, if you encounter any issues, you might want to either look them up and see how to resolve them, or talk to someone who is experienced, like joining the CurseForge Discord or whatever Discord is for modding, and do that. And okay, I just want to let you guys know, this version is way laggier, like super laggier than 1.16.5 without performance mods. So the upsides is that it has some of the best world generation updates, which is for caves, because it's the Caves and Cliffs update, and it has a ton of new features like the netherite swimming, nicer movement, as I said before. The downside is that it's way too laggy for people who have older devices, and even if you do have performance mods, it still may be too laggy for you to even enjoy the game. So in conclusion, all 4 versions mentioned have their unique strengths and can be great options if you're depending on certain things. But depending on your preference and needs as a Minecraft player or modder, if you make mods, sure. The part you're waiting for. Which version is the best? Now, if I had to rank them 1 through 4, 1.16 would be in first place, simply due to its expansive amount of mods and the Fabric compatibility. Like, all these mods are on 1.16.5. Like, it's too good. The world generation is pretty nice. 1.16.5, I'd most likely still play it for survival, even though the later updates are out. But for survival, this is probably one of my favorites, simply because you can add more mods. It won't be as laggy as later versions. But now let's get to second place. 1.12.2. Its performance is truly fantastic. All right, my old PC, right? My old PC, I'm pretty sure I enlisted it, but I might link it in the description. It is on my very, very old PC. It is the one where basically it was too laggy for me to do anything if I played it normally. But with this, performance mods and everything, you don't even need performance mods for this version, depending on your PC. My PC didn't have a GPU. I'm pretty sure it was on like an i3. I had 100 mods and I could run this. And with performance mods, you can get up to 60 FPS, which if you don't have that much FPS, that's actually pretty nice. So this one has to be in second place. It was really close for first place, but the newer features, I just really like the newer features, and no amount of mods can really give you some of the perfectness that 1.16 has. Now in third place, it's 1.18. Simply because even though it has all these newer features, its performance is what's weighing it down a ton. It's way too laggy, in my opinion. Like, even if you use some of the best performance mods, it may still be laggier than you can even enjoy. So I just would put this one in third place. And the only reason it's not going in last place is simply because 1.7 is worse. Which is why in fourth place, 1.7. since all of its mods, or almost all of its mods, are still not getting updated. So, you know, you're gonna have these outdated mods, and not a lot of people play it, so you won't find servers for it. And the PvP, it's cool and all, but for survival, who likes the old PvP? The new PvP, I feel like if 1.8 players, if you prefer the old PvP for PvP, the new combat system in the later versions is good for survival. I just don't think 1.7 has enough upsides to stand up to even the lowest of the other ones, which is 1.18.2. But in conclusion, that's all. I'd suggest using 1.16.5. If you're still lagging, use 1.12. And, you know, if you guys want some basic mods to start out your modding journey, tell me in the comments. Anyways, I'm a product, but I appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed. I'm trying to hit 2K before, you know, summer hits. So anyways, I'll see you all next one. Bye-bye.